Welcome everyone to tonight's webinar, Mastering the Right-Click Menu, and I am thrilled to have you join us. Tonight's topics include the introduction, which is what we're doing right now. We're going to talk about why the right-click menu is so versatile. We're going to teach you how to understand the purpose of the right-click menu. Then we'll talk about the selection process that goes on when you right-click. Then we'll talk about the corner box, that is the location and reference box, the blue surprise, understanding data types and indexes, the Bible and its relationship to the right-click menu, and then we'll teach you how to create a collection of manuals and glossaries. This is a really unique webinar tonight because we're really focusing on functionality in the Logos program, whereas in the past we would typically cover a topic and teach you on the topic and how to do the topic, but this is a little unique, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. But there is a lot of content to cover. Now, for those of you who are new, what is the purpose of a webinar? Well, first is to provide training for Logos Bible software, and tonight we are definitely focusing on the tool. Second is to provide training so you can study the topic tonight. Now, in this case, there is no Bible topic we're studying, so we'll be passing on this particular subject matter. We would provide biblical insights related to the topic if we were studying a Bible topic. Now, there is a personal book that's going to be provided with the purchase of this video. Let me bring that up so you can see it real quick. So here's the right-click personal book. So everything I'm covering, all my notes, any special links, it's all listed in here. So take advantage of that additional bonus when you purchase the training webinar. The webinar can be fast-paced at times because we include a lot of information to increase the training value. Some items are going to be easy to follow along. Others, you might just want to sit back and watch. But don't worry, all webinars are recorded and edited for purchase and review. If you do not have this foundational training, you must get it. It is the most complete, comprehensive training on the planet. Over 55 hours of training, over 1,000 video topics. You can download it immediately for $65. You can get it sent to you on a USB for $75, and you can do both for $80. And by the way, when you purchase the Logos 7 training, you get access to the portal, which gives you immediate access to the training with nothing to download. This is a great option to just get you started right away with the training as you wait for the huge download, which is 24 gigabytes. So if you don't want to wait that long, definitely order the USB. If you haven't upgraded and you still have Logos 4, 5, or 6, check out those links there and you can get training for previous versions of Logos. Let's get started with tonight's webinar. And I'm excited because this is something that really is long overdue. And it's really an important part of Logos. In fact, 80 to 90% of your activities is going to be using the right-click menu. So if you don't master the right-click menu, then you're going to be missing out on a lot of things that you can do. Okay, so we're at mastering the right-click menu here in the personal book. Let me just get started first with why the right-click menu is so versatile. First, the right-click menu depends on your version of Logos. That's right. Depending on what version of Logos you have, your right-click menu will look different than someone else's. The right-click menu also depends on the book, so the menu will change as the book changes. Thirdly, the right-click menu depends on what you click. So two people could be in the same book, right-click at different places in the book, and the right menu will change. And the right-click menu on the right menu establishes the left menu. And this complicates it even more. So we all can be clicking on the same word in the same book, but then what we choose from the right menu will change what we see on the left menu. And that's why the right click is so versatile. There's so many options at play that change what you see and what you can accomplish with the right-click menu. Understanding the purpose of the right-click menu, very, very important. 4 key ideas. First, when you right-click, it gives you access to what you selected. Second, it gives you access to a location. Third, it gives you access to hidden information, stuff that you don't normally see or can see. And fourth, and most importantly, it gives you access to hidden action. So when you don't know what to do, right-click, because there you'll discover a lot of hidden information. So much is hidden in the right-click menu. Now, what I'd like to do is walk you through several scenarios with the right-click menu. So the first resource we're going to start with is a simple systematic theology. Now I'm going to use Wayne Grudem's Systematic Theology, just a standard theology book. You can open up any theology book to accomplish this step. Now I'm just going to right-click on a word. Let's right-click on the word apostle. Now as soon as we right-click on the word apostle, we can see in the right menu the word we selected, apostle. We also see right beneath it a phrase, a selection. Now, I've done this a lot, and there's really no rhyme or reason to what Logos does. Well, there's a little bit. If something is separated by commas, that's what you're going to see. If something is part of a larger phrase or a sentence, you may see all of that. It really just depends. So in this example, especially apostle was highlighted. If I right-click on deacon, we see elder and deacon. If I right-click on officers, I just see the next word, church. So sometimes it's 2-3 words, sometimes it's more when you right-click on one word. Here we have 3 words, shall first survey. So understand that when you right-click on a word, you're going to see what you selected, but you're also going to see additional context, so be aware of that. Whenever you right-click on just basic words, you really only have 4 options. You're going to have the option to copy, to share, to search, and to save. You want to memorize this concept. Copy and the 3 S's. Share, search, and save. So let me walk through this so you can see this firsthand. So I'm going to right-click on Apostle again, and let's look for copy. So I'm going to click Selection. That's how we get access to the left menu. And there's all the different ways that we can copy it. We can copy it into the computer's memory. That's the first one. We can choose Visual Copy, and immediately it's going to be placed into the media box. Let me maximize this so you can see it. So now we have our word that we selected. It's presented to us in this particular format, and we can choose a 16 by 9, 4 by 3, 1920 by 1080, and a variety of other formats. And we can actually change the word if we want to add something. So that's pretty nice. Now, you can change the fonts up here. You can change the font size, the color of the text, even the style of the text. So there is some fancy fonts and coloring you can do. Now, notice that the book is listed here at the right with this particular graphic. Now, from here, we can send, we can share, we can even upload media. But we also can do find media. And what's nice about that is it gives us the option to now change the background. So I'm going to go with party banner quote. And in a few moments, the text is now placed in that particular slide. You're starting to see very quickly that a right-click, selecting the text and copy gives me more ways to copy information, as well as share. Now let's talk about other things we can do with the sharing. So down below, if you scroll, we can send it to Faith Life. We can go to Facebook, to Twitter. We can even think of it that way. There's 3 levels that you need to understand when it comes to the right-click menu, specifically on a Bible. Level 1 is the surface text. Now, when I say surface text, it's what you can see right there in the text. Nothing more, nothing less. So in this case, it's the word faith. So if we right-click, there's the surface text, the word faith, the whole verse, and the Bible reference. That's the first section you're always going to see on a right-click menu, the surface text. It's the text, it's the phrase, it's the Bible reference. Now, the text or the phrase is typically used for English-based search. On occasion, you may want to do an English-based search, but most times you want to do an original language search. Very, very important. Location reference, that's going to allow you to copy, search, and save. So let me go back to faith. I'm going to right-click on faith. There's the verse. There again, I can copy, I can search through the various guides, and I can save it down here into the notes, and I can even share it. Those are all the options. We've covered that before. Now that's pretty straightforward. Now let's go a little bit deeper into level 2, because with level 2, we now go beneath the surface and we get into original language and word information. So let me right-click on faith and show you that. Now this is a whole separate section based on the original language and the word itself. Here we have the manuscript. This is what man scripted. It's what man wrote down. And the icon shows you the paragraph. Very key. The next one is the lemma. Notice the circle icon. The lemma is what we find in lexicon. So think of that first LE, LE for lemma, LE for lexicon. And this is where we get the dictionary information, the dictionary form. Then we have the root. Notice the square root symbol. And the root word is even a further breakdown of the word. This is a whole nother world of etymology and understanding how words are formed and so forth. Then underneath that is the morphology. Notice the at symbol. Here we have a noun, genitive, singular, feminine on the word faith. Then we have the traditional Greek Strong's number. Then we have the Lohnidah number, and then we have the sense. But when you get to the last two categories, Lohnidah and sense, we're no longer doing a word search, but instead we're doing a category search. This is really important. So let me demonstrate. I'm going to right-click on faith, and I'm going to choose Lohnidah, and I'm going to choose Lohnidah Greek Lexicon right here at the lower left. When this resource opens up, I'm getting a number, which is its classification, 31.102, a definition, some of its forms, and some examples. Now, if we click on the table of contents to expand it, we're going to learn something significant. Now, I'm going to go up to category 31 and show you what I mean by classification. This word pistis for faith falls into the category 31, which is hold of view, believe, or trust. We happen to be in 102, which puts us in the category of J,